got it.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today we got why Chief Keef stays far away from Lil Durk. It is from the Vault YouTube channel, man. So shout out Vault. Head on over to their channel, man. Get them a subscribe if you haven't already, man. Y'all told me to get to this video. It was also another one, King Von's Dark Twitch moment, that y'all want me to get to. I for sure got that coming for y'all. So listen, man, we ain't doing no more talking. We ain't wasting no more time, man. We know Chief Keef and Durk, man. I don't think they just in my mind, I still feel like they beefing, man. So I don't know. Let's get to the bottom of it though. Info from the streets.
At around 3 o'clock in the morning on June 5th, 2013, the Chicago Police Department were dispatched to the 7200 block of South Green Street after receiving a tip that there was a man with a loaded firearm walking around the area. When the Chicago police arrived on the scene, they spotted Lil Durk attempting to hide a loaded .40 caliber handgun inside of his Hyundai Sonata and immediately arrested Durk on the spot. Less than 2 years prior to this, Lil Durk was arrested and charged with possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. According to multiple reports, back in October of 2011, the Chicago police were doing the usual patrol through Lil Durk's hood when they came across Durk chasing another individual through the streets. When the cops began to intervene, Durk darted into a nearby alleyway and tossed a loaded nickel semi-automatic handgun underneath a car. Lil Durk then ran inside a home on the 6400 block of South Eggleston, where police ultimately found Durk sitting on a couch and arrested him. The charge he received for this incident was a Class 3 felony that can carry a 2 to 5 year sentence in an Illinois state prison. Since this was Lil Durk's first offense, Durk was able to plead guilty to a reduced charge of aggravated, unauthorized use of a weapon and was sentenced to 1 year in jail. Durk served 87 days of that sentence until he—
Boy, look at this man head. This nigga head shaped just like an egg. Man, listen, Durk. So that's why Durk got rid of the long dreads that he used to have, man. When I saw them long dreads, I thought of L's Anthem. That's the first song I thought of, man.
Weapon and was sentenced to 1 year in jail. Durk served—
Dang, they made him shave.
87 days of that sentence until he was released on parole on July 27, 2012, with his parole ending on July 27, 2013. That means that during his second arrest on June 5, 2013, Lil Durk was already out on parole for a previous felony weapons charge. Things were not looking good for Durk. After being booked into jail, a Cook County judge set Lil Durk's bond to $100,000, which means that in order to be released, Durk would need to come up with 10% of that money in cold hard cash. Despite being signed to Def Jam at the time, it seems that Lil Durk didn't have access to $10,000 and allegedly reached out to Chief Keef for some assistance, but Keef didn't show much of an interest in wanting to help Lil Durk out. While this was never confirmed by Durk or Keef themselves, it's pretty clear that there was something going on between the two. When Lil Durk was initially arrested, members of O Block 300, 600.
So this is how the fallout with Durk and Keef allegedly started. So I mean, you got to think about this, man. I see it from both sides. Man. People said the same thing about Famous Dex and Lil J. When, you know, Lil J, I think he had a $75,000 bond, and people was like, why ain't Dex bailing him out, man? At that time, Dex probably only made about $150,000 to $200,000 in rap. And he got kids, you know, he got a family to take care of. But like I said, though, I see it from both sides. On one end, you know, you pledged to the gang, you pledged to, you know, to take care of everybody, and you the one that really got millions now. You know, you got to make sure everybody's straight. But then again, you ain't nobody daddy. You know, it ain't your obligation to, every time somebody, man, these some grown men out here. They know what they actions doing for them. But like I said, it's hard though, because I see it from both sides. And I know that's why O Block and Chief Keef kind of fell out with each other. Because, you know, Chief Keef ain't really, he kind of doing his own thing. He out there in LA now with his homeboys, you know, with his core circle. You know, he ain't with O Block anymore. He ain't out there, you know, giving out chains to O Block, making sure they straight. He kind of just doing his own thing right now. But I don't know, like I said, it's tough though, because I see it from both ways, man.
When Lil Durk was initially arrested, members of O Block 300, 600, and more were tweeting out their condolences to Lil Durk. Chief Keef, on the other hand, didn't post anything on social media about Durk other than this somewhat cryptic tweet on June 13th, 2013 saying, OTG, hashtag only the glow, which is a play on Lil Durk's OTF, only the family. Durk sat in the Cook County Jail for over a month before he could come up with the $10,000 bond money to be released. And according to...
Wasn't he signed to French Montana though? French Montana ain't had 10,000. The bell is already out. Like, what's going on?
For over a month before he could come up with the $10,000 bond money to be released. And according to rival rapper and gang member P. Rico, Lil Durk got beat up in jail and even mentioned that the notorious shooter D. Rose wouldn't even leave his cell.
Wow.
Once home free, Durk took to Twitter and tweeted the infamous lyrics to Chief Keef's First Day Out, further hinting at the fact that Keef didn't bother to help him get out of jail. Days later, Chief Keef would once again tweet OTG. Lil Durk would then proceed to go on somewhat of a rant on Twitter, starting out with shouting out Lil Reese and Fredo Santana for keeping it real with him. Then goes on to say that Chief Keef would have been killed if it wasn't for his affiliation with 300. Durk then states that he's better off beefing with the opposition and seems to banish Chief Keef from the block by saying, "Where are you gonna spend it at? Because you can't come around here with it." 10 minutes later, Lil Durk continues his rant by saying, "All the money but can't go get D-Rose? Laugh out loud. Bad enough he's on your ass already."
Dude, why does it sound like a little like a scary ass movie, man? Now at this time, I think Chief Keef signed. Didn't he sign like a $6 million deal with who did he sign with? He signed a $6 million deal with some label, so he had the money. But I don't know, man. What y'all feel like Chief Keef was low key bogus for this, or do y'all feel like, at the end of the day, it's Chief Keef and it's his money? He ain't obligated to do nothing. I don't know, man. Y'all sound off on that.
Money but can't go get D-Rose? Laugh out loud. Bad enough he's on your ass already.
Bad enough he's on your ass already.
He then tweets, "If you're squad, why didn't you get T-Slick or D-Rose? You got a bigger deal, right?" Wow. And then ends his rant with, "Warning, I'm not Soulja Boy. This shit can get ugly." Chief Keef soon fires back by tweeting, "Just bought a 2013 four-wheeler for $10,000,
wow,
which was the exact amount of money needed to bond out."
Just taunting them at that point. Wow, like, yeah, I had the 10,000, but I bought a four-wheeler with this 10,000. Now what? Basically taunting Durk, saying you ain't even got 10,000. Wow. That's crazy, man.
13 four-wheeler for $10,000, which was the exact amount of money needed to bond out Lil Durk.
Wow.
Keef then goes on by saying he is O-Block and closes the conversation by saying he can't believe Lil Durk was stunted for Twitter. Chief Keef would then find himself in various legal situations throughout the rest of 2013 and even ended off the year by being sentenced to 90 days in a rehab facility in Malibu, California. Upon being released from rehab, Keef returned home only to find O-Block requesting $7,500 in cash to bail out an incarcerated O-Block member by the name of Trey 5. Trey 5 was arrested on November 11, 2011 for aggravated battery and discharge of a firearm. He was being held in the Cook County Jail on a $250,000 bond and had been sitting in there for over 2 years at the time. O-Block claimed to already have around $18,000 for the bond, which is why they asked Chief Keef for $7,500, giving them $25,000 in total to bail out Trey 5. Keef,
that's love. When a block like that got love for you like that, where they all come up with money, come on now. That's loyalty right there, man. They came up with $18,000. Come on now.
$500.
If I was Chief Keef, I would have tossed the money, because come on now. That's love right there.
Giving them $25,000 in total to bail out Trey 5. Keef made it seem like it was no big deal to give them the money, claiming he had just recently spent the same amount on shoes. But when asked to actually give them the money a week later, Chief Keef said he threw it all in the club and ended up not giving them a dime.
Wow.
This soon resulted in a situation that would change Chicago drill music forever. On March 26, 2014, Chief Keef was ordered to appear in a Chicago courtroom in regards to one of his many legal troubles at the time. While at court, members of O-Block such as Boss Top and OJ, along with some THF 46 members, allegedly broke into a home in Northfield that was being rented by Chief Keef's former manager, Uncle Ro, and Keef himself. The group was armed and allegedly went through the entire house, stealing a wide variety of designer clothes, bags, and shoes. It was also reported that Boss Top even stole Chief Keef's daughter's clothes and diapers, along...
Yeah, I remember that, and then people was labeling Boss Top as broke and all this stuff. They're saying, why you stealing diapers? I remember this.
It was also reported that Boss Top even stole Chief Keef's daughter's clothes and diapers, along with laundry detergent and deodorant.
Like, why? Diapers, wipes, laundry detergent, and deodorant, out of everything to take? You gonna take from the little girl? Like what? like not jewelries, like take the jewelry, take the Jordans and all that with the detergent and deodorant. I don't know, man.
Stealing a wide variety of designer clothes, bags, and shoes. It was also reported that Boss Top even stole Chief Keef's daughter's clothes and diapers, along with laundry detergent and deodorant. While this was taking place, one of the people inside the house, rumored to be Brandon Zerer, aka Twin City CEO, based off these tweets, called 911 and reported that there was an armed robbery at the home. Then, moments later, Chief Keef returned home from court where Boss Top would allegedly snatch Chief Keef's iconic Johnny Dang piece off his neck, while O-Block OJ would reportedly snatch GBE Capo's Jesus piece. This would escalate the situation to an entirely different level when a 33-year-old man and associate of Chief Keef by the name of Terrence Smith was unfortunately shot during this altercation. After the shots were fired, the group allegedly stole Chief Keef's silver 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee and fled the scene. Chief Keef and the other Glow Gang...
That was a full-on heist. They ran through the house, shot somebody, stole a whole bunch of stuff, including detergent, deodorant, and diapers, stole a car to get away. Like, what?
Silver 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee and fled the scene. Chief Keef and the other Glow Gang members inside the house then rushed Terrence Smith to the hospital, where it was determined he would luckily survive his injuries. When questioned by authorities, nobody said a word, which resulted in no arrests being made, but officers in the Gang Enforcement Division released a document stating that the Black Disciples are having an internal conflict and listed 3 photos of the persons of interest in the situation, with one of the people being Tyree Davis, aka Boss Top. The official document stated, officers assigned the Gang Enforcement Division have received information that an internal conflict has arisen among members of the Black Disciples. On March 26, 2014, there was an attempted murder and home invasion in Northfield, Illinois.
See, this is what these gangs gotta stop, like, don't do this, because now the police already on to y'all. If they see that y'all already got a conflict, they gonna try to get somebody to talk about what's been going on in the streets of Chicago, man. They do this in Chicago. They do it in Baton Rouge. They do it in Florida. They do it everywhere, man. These cops, they look for just that little bit of crack, that little bit of a crack inside of a gang. From the inside, they gonna try to find somebody. Like, what happened? What went on? Like, come on now. Somebody gotta talk, because we gonna arrest one of y'all and we gonna get one of y'all to talk.
March 26, 2014.
Especially after nobody cooperated after the home break-in.
There was an attempted murder and home invasion in Northfield, Illinois, in which Black Disciple Keith Cozart, aka Chief Keef's associate Terrence Smith, was shot. This incident is believed to be related to the internal conflict. A silver 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee belonging to Cozart was reportedly stolen during the above incident. A possible offending vehicle is a gold or silver minivan, unknown make or model, with Tennessee license plates. The following factions of Black Disciples may experience internal discord: O-Block, Lamron, and Brick City 600. Chief Keef didn't say much publicly about the robbery until 3 months later when he released a series of tweets stating, "I clothed you, B. Put money in your lint ball pockets. I tried to glow you up. See, it worked. You don't look dirty no more. I'm nothing like these guys, but we look alike. Way higher form and fashion, and I'm loyal. I was giving Lil Dirty folks clothes. And money. I'm talking hundreds. Get them ones up out of here. Folks, they stole KK clothes out of her room. Detergent, deodorant, and all on Bloods. They stretched that all right. Montclairs, earrings, Robins, Trues, Gucci bags, Pellies, Louis Vuitton coats. I can go on and on. But when I found out, I bought it again." And then ends the discussion with, "I gave you the glow so you can eat, not try to compete. Lil Dirty GD, folks."
Wow. So he even claimed that it was on the other side. I mean, really, can you blame Chief Keef for... I mean, then again, all of this would have been avoided if he probably would have sent some cash. But then again, like, especially after this, I don't know, man. It's always been a lot of conspiracies on, Chief Keef, he can't come back to Chicago for legal reasons, or, he can't come back to Chicago because he got smoked with a lot of people, not just his ops, but, his former allies, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
I can go on and on, but when I found out, I bought it again. And then ends the discussion with, "I gave you the glow so you can eat, not try to compete. Lil Dirty GD, folks." Chief Keef would also later call out Boss Top by his real name by tweeting, "Tyree Davis stole this too," with an Instagram link to a now deleted photo. Keef would later do the same thing to his former go-to producer Young Chop by tweeting out, "Old stuff Tyree Pittman stole while I was in court one day," with another Instagram leak to a now deleted photo. Shortly after this revealing Twitter rant, Lil Durk and THF Basie would post a video to social media taunting Chief Keef and GBE Koppel by wearing Koppel's stolen chain, while posted up in front of a TV playing Chief Keef's Close That Door music video. At the end of the video, you can even see Lil Durk pointing to Chief Keef's chain on the TV and saying, "We got that too."
Wow.
A few weeks later, Chief Keef moved to Los Angeles, California, and hasn't returned back to Chicago, ever since he was betrayed by those he once called family.
I mean, it makes sense. Why he even bought a house anywhere near Chicago? He probably was still on parole. I don't think he was able to leave the state, because I know he was on house arrest living with his grandma for a second, but I don't know, man. Chief Keef's been in the LA, I think, for the last 7 years. Man. Will he ever go back to Chicago? Honestly, he doesn't even need to. If he does, it'll probably be for some shows, but I don't think he ever needs to be back on the block. I don't think Chief Keef will ever be back on the block. He just doesn't need to anymore, you know what I mean? Especially with as much smoke as he got, like I said, not just with his former allies, but he got a lot of ops in the city of Chicago. You know, this drill stuff, it started around Chief Keef, you know, and there's been a lot of casualties. So Chief Keef, he out there chilling in LA. You know, he got his mansion out there. So he cooling out there, man. But I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this, man. Why Chief Keef stays far away from Lil Durk? I still think they beefing. Will Durk and Chief Keef ever squash it? Yeah, I feel like they will. You know, just for the sake of Chicago and just the music scene in Chicago, man, I would love to see Durk and Chief Keef officially squash it. I know it's still a little bit of animosity there, but I don't know. Y'all sound off in the comment section down below. Also in the description, man, if y'all want to check this video out in its entirety, it's down below in the description box. If y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me, want daily reaction videos, man, hit that subscribe button, follow me into the next video. I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.
I ain't gotta do too much. I swear that these niggas, they be doing too much. I ain't gotta